Alright guys, I've been doing a deep dive on every single class after the Season 1 update, but this time I'm not going to just dump numbers on you guys. I built a full sheet to show you exactly who wins fight at every range across all classes. And in this video we're going to focus on ARs, Carbines, and SMGs. But before we get into it, I just want to say something real quick. I've been putting a lot of time into this video. Hours of testing, tracking recoil, damage values, figuring out drop-offs, all to make something genuinely useful to this community. So if you appreciate that kind of work, hit that like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate if y'all would join the pack, because honestly, man, I'm inspired by the best creators like Stone Mountain, Jack Frags, the people who made Battlefield feel alive. I grew up watching those guys. They made me believe gaming could be something bigger than just another shooter. And now I want to carry that same energy forward. I want to build something real here, a place for players who enjoy Battlefield as much as I do. So yeah, this isn't just charts and TTKs. It's a part of the journey, and I would love to have y'all join. Okay, so this is how the sheet works. It's pretty straightforward, but I'll explain it real quick. So the first column here, this section before the big black TTK column here, that's the damage drop-off chart. So for example, we take the M433, it's 25 at 0 meters, 25 at 10, 20 damage at 20 meters, 20 damage at 35 meters, 17 at 75. So now the big black section here, you'll see the TTK in milliseconds at the different ranges, of course. So again, using the M4 as an example, 217 at 0 meters, 217 at 10 meters, 289 at 20 meters, 289 at 35 meters, 361 at 75 meters. And this makes sense. You can see it corresponds with the damage drop off. It takes a little bit longer to kill as the damage drops off, which, you know, just makes sense. Now, if you're wondering how I calculated the milliseconds or the TTK, there's a math formula behind it. So the time between shots is equal to 60,000 divided by the RPM, and then the TTK is just bullets to kill minus 1 multiplied by the times between shot. That gives you milliseconds. And then what I did was I took the milliseconds, turned them timed by 100, turned them into seconds, and then as I was watching the videos in Premiere Pro, I slowed them down and you can see exactly how long, and you can match it with the math, and roughly it checks out. So that's how I got these numbers. Okay, so moving over, we have the RedSec version, and you'll see again in the RedSec version, I assume it's 200 HP. I mean, I know it's 200 HP, but I only did it for 200 HP because I didn't bother with the 150 HP, which is like one plate. So this is two plates basically, because honestly, like, you're rarely fighting anyone with half armor. Plus, I think you want to know how it performs against fully plated enemies either way, because if it's half armor, you're just killing them faster. It doesn't matter. So full plate armor, 200 HP is what you're looking at. Again, we'll use the M4, and you'll see it's roughly double the numbers are in the multiplayer. So it's 506, 506, 651, 651, 795 at the corresponding ranges. And you'll see I've done that for every single weapon, the carbines and the SMGs in this. I will make another sheet for the rest of the guns. I'll probably do, you know, visuals are very, very important, so I made these line charts. So let's just talk about the TTK ARs. You'll see that there's a clear outlier, the TR7. The lower it is, the faster it kills, obviously. And then of course it's at the corresponding ranges that we talked about, right? 0, 10, 20, 35, 75. So you'll see that the TR7 is obviously the fastest killing at almost every single range. Chart doesn't take into account in-game consistency. So there's something called bloom, or like recoil, or, you know, the weapon sway, or like pretty much it's the deviation of where your bullets are going as you're kind of aiming in, which I think bloom is the correct term technically. But basically, if you look at it in game, so if we look at it in game, god damn, that shit is loud. Right? There's a lot of recoil, and then the bullets don't go exactly where it's kind of aiming. Even if you are able to kind of control it, there's still a lot of deviation. So it doesn't make it as kind of consistent and as useful as it would. As what the chart says, right? Right after that, you got the M4, which feels great. It's got manageable recoil, still a very fast TTK. When you throw on a solid grip on it, it becomes one of the most consistent ARs in the game. And then interestingly, you have the NVO, which absolutely melts in that 0 to 10 meter range, but then it kind of drops off hard after that 20 meter range. It goes all the way to 367. In my opinion, like my personal favorite all around ARs are the Cord. The Cord here is the third best right here. It absolutely shreds. Absolutely, one of the best things about it is in-game consistency. It just feels absolutely like a laser in-game, right? It's got barely any recoil on it. It doesn't really have any problems with it. It's pretty much vertical, or straight vertical. It's literally straight vertical recoil. And then the bloom, there's not that much bloom. It's very controllable. I believe there is a burst fire mode. Yes, there is a burst fire mode, right? And you can just spam that, right? And it's pretty much a laser no matter the range. Same with the B36A4. It just feels like one of the best, right? These three guns, they just feel the best, especially when you want to balance like in-game consistency and the TTK speed. Now moving on to carbines, the M277 is the standout. It's crazy consistent, 25 damage up to 35 meters before it drops down to 20. You're looking at like 250 milliseconds like for the standard fights, pretty much within that 35 meter range, of course. And then obviously when it's in a RedSec, it kind of doubles. It's 580 roughly. It barely moves on the charts, which makes it like a laser for those mid-range lanes. And honestly, if you pair it with like a decent optic and a grip, one of the best consistent guns in the game. The new SOR 300 SC deserves a mention in my opinion. It absolutely rips within that 35 meter range before it falls off hard. It's a blast to use, especially if you really like that aggressive playstyle. In game, the bloom is not that bad as well, and it's super fun to use. So now moving on to the SMGs. In multiplayer, the SMGs are definitely still one of the best guns. They did nerf it. What they did was they added more deviation to the bullets as you hold the trigger longer. Basically, there's more bloom in long term. So if you're not like burst firing at those longer ranges, you're gonna miss shots. They basically added more deviation to where your bullets are going. You see that? So your bullets aren't going exactly straight anymore before they used to. So you gotta burst fire at those longer ranges. So the SMGs, they're fun, but they're not as dominant as they are in multiplayer, simply just because of that extra health for RedSec. And you kind of burn through those mags too quickly, like especially the SCW-10 and the KV-9. They're still the fastest TTKs, but like you run out of ammo in a heartbeat. Personally, I think the P90 or the USG-90, it's this red one right here, it's just one of the most consistent one, especially with the 51 round mag. Holy heck, it's definitely in a very, very usable spot. USG-90 here, like the TTK is not that bad for it, especially in the within that 35 meter range. One, that rate of fire is really, really fast. Two, it's a hit scan, like there's no recoil on that thing. Yeah, it's a little slower pace on paper, but that big mag just makes it so much more practical in RedSec fights. Again, so kind of just summarizing here, like this sheet isn't everything. It's not hard truth. It is fact, but in-game consistency I think definitely matters a lot more. Again, go try out the M4, the Cord, the B6 for the carbines. Go try out the SOR 300C, the M2, the M277. The GRT is really friggin' good too. Go try out that one. SMGs. Multiplayer, they're all good, but for RedSec, the P90 in my opinion is really good. The MP5 is really, really good too as well. Right here, the pink one, not bad. It's very, very good. Again, like I said, like this is just kind of a snapshot of what the guns kind of how they perform. I think in-game consistency matters a lot more, so go try them out, go see how you feel about it. And again, if you enjoy this type of content, like you want to see more breakdowns and everything like that, hit that like button, subscribe, join the pack. I would appreciate every one of you guys joining the pack, and I appreciate every one of you guys tuning in. Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.